We all have experienced the frustration of waiting in long traffic jams, wasting our valuable time in a dusty and noisy environment. We all want a clear and clean road. We all want to get to point B, from point A, as fast as possible, and as conveniently as possible. So what are the solutions to achieve this? Well, the answer is public transport. Sure, maybe some of you can come up with a different answer, but we cannot deny the importance of public transport, or a good public transport. Public transport carry more number of people in a given space than the private vehicles. Hence, it increases efficiency and decreases our carbon footprint. It helps in reducing congestion in our towns and cities. It can drop you at your destination faster than private vehicles if it is designed well and is given priority over private vehicles. You also don't have to worry about parking spaces. Hence, cities can give less space for parking, which really doesn't contribute much to the city. Instead, cities can give more space for residential, commercial, green and open spaces, pedestrians, cyclists, and to more public transport. Public transport is also cheaper than owning and operating a car. So public transport feels great, right? Then why don't people prefer it over cars? Well, there are some problems which does not allow the people to use public transport or to prefer it over private vehicles. The first problem is freedom. Public transport does not always matches our timing. Many are too unpunctual, and in many routes, there aren't enough frequency of vehicles to fill in the gaps. If you missed a train or a bus, then wait for a long period of time for the next. Or there may be no public transport services in your area or to your destination. The second problem is speed. Why would anyone take a bus if they have access to a car, if they are going to get stuck in the same traffic anyway? So what are the solutions to these problems? The solutions are quality, frequency, and priority. Public transport need to be on time, have a good number of vehicles in its fleet, and is given priority over other private vehicles. But even after doing all this, public transport need to fight and overcome the barrier in the people's mind who think public transport as a means of transport for poor and average people. The quality of public transport need to meet a certain level so as to make it appealing to not only to lower and middle class, but also to upper class. There's a famous quote on this that goes like, "A developed country is not a place where poor have cars, it's where the rich uses public transportation." So after listening to all this, you might be thinking that public transport should basically be empty because of all these problems. But that's not the case everywhere. In many places, public transport are filled up like a packing suitcase with a ton of people, which is absolutely uncomfortable, and in some cases, inhuman. So what's the solution to this? You might be answering, it's simple, just increase the number of vehicles. Is there any rocket science in this? Well, it does not have rocket science in it, but has economics in it. Peak hour demand is not all the time, and all the year. It only lasts for a few hours in a day, generally during the starting and ending of office hours. So if you increase the capacity of public transportation, like bus, trains, and metros, then sure, it will comfortably handle the peak hour demands, but there won't be sufficient customers during off-peak hours, to keep them economically viable. However, this off-peak problem does not affect operators in developing countries. Their rapidly growing urban population, along with low car ownership levels, provide sufficient off-peak demand to keep vehicle occupancy rates high throughout the day.